What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. Shout out to the Rich Gang family for continuously showing y'all support. And man, with all that being said, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Go ahead and turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I'm going to be bringing y'all the top 3 Season 9 best rare builds and overpowered toxic as well when it comes down to what they're going to be able to do. First up, I'm going to be bringing y'all the prospect build with contact dunks. Now, to get started, we're going to go ahead and start making this build. As you can see with the finishing, we're going to be able to get a total of 13 badges. Now, for the shooting, we're going to be able to get 16. Then when it comes down to the playmaking, this is pretty optional, but if you want to be able to equip 10 playmaking badges, make sure you max out the ball handle as well as the post control. Then when it comes down to the defense, what I'm going to go ahead and do is leave the rest of the attributes open for this area, and I'm going to go ahead and max up my interior defense, lateral quickness, skip the steal, but I'm going to go with the 45, max out the block and defensive rebound, and right here, we get a total of 7 defensive badges. Now, there are going to be a few different things that we need to consider with every single build that I'm bringing to y'all today. So the first is, since we are in Season 9, that means we have had the potential to get an extra 9 badges thrown on towards this build. Now, when it comes down to the height, what I'm going to do to unlock the contact dunks is make this build at 6'7". Now, for the weight, you definitely want to make sure that you're getting the maximum speed. So I'm going to go with somewhere around the 180s for the range. And if you want to, you can adjust this to your own liking. But as you can see, with the finishing and able to get an 81 driving dunk, you must go with a wingspan of 89.0, and right there at 99 overall, we'll be able to get the contact dunks as well as the prospect build name. Now, for the physicals, we will be getting a +8, but then for the takeovers, we get the post scoring as well as the sharp shooting. Now, both of these are very solid to go with. Whichever one you decide to pick, make sure it's based off your own preference. For my liking, I would go with the sharp shooting. And as y'all can see, coming up at number 1, we have made the prospect build with contact dunks. Now, the builds from here on out are only going to continue to get even better. So if you did make it this far into the video, I just want to go ahead and say thank you so much for your support. But if you are still here watching, go ahead and let me know in the comment section, where are you tuning in from watching today? And I'm telling you, I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with a response to everybody who drops a comment down right now. So for this second build on this list, not only did I want to bring y'all something with contact dunks, but I wanted to be able to bring y'all a two-way build that also is going to be able to get the best dribble moves as well as some of the best defensive stats. Now, coming up at number 2, I'm going to be bringing y'all the two-way pass first wing, and this is definitely one of the most toxic rare builds that you have seen throughout the year. So to get started, we're going to make this build out of the pie chart split right down the middle, with the playmaking as well as the defense. Now, when it comes down to the physical profile, if you want to get a huge boost put towards that vertical, I would go with the 4th physical profile. But if you want the one with the maximum speed, go with the 1st. Now, from here, all you need to do is make your adjustments after we create the build. But as for getting how I made it, make sure you copy everything how I'm showing it to y'all right now. So we're going to be able to get a total of 6 finishing badges. I did max out the close shot, the layup, as well as the driving dunk. Then I did go with a 27 standing dunk. Now for the shooting, max out your midi, 3-pointer, and go with an 82 free throw, 34 for the post fade, and right there, we get a total of 7 shooting badges. Now, for the playmaking, max out the ball handle and pass accuracy, 44 for the post control. That right there gives us 20 playmaking badges. And for the defensive area, if you made it exactly how I'm bringing it, we're going to be able to get a total of 21 defensive badges. Now, from here, all we need to work with is the height, weight, and wingspan. And know that you can make any adjustments when it comes down to the physicals as long as you like it based off your playstyle. I promise you, everything will work out in your favor. Now for the body shape, if you're looking to take up the most space possible, go with burly or built. And then for the measurements, we are making this build out of the metric system. So all you need to do is go into the settings, and then from there, change the units of measurements from the imperial to the metric. Now at this point for the weight, I'm going to go with the lowest to get the maximum speed. Then when it comes down to the wingspan, go with 224 centimeters. And right here, we're going to be able to get that threshold of an 81 driving dunk as well as a 77 ball handle. Now, once we go ahead and take a look at the takeovers, we get the glass cleaning, lockdown, playmaking with the slashing. So however you decide to go about the making of this build for the takeover, make sure you base it out of your own preference and consider the plus 10 that's going to be added towards your stats when the takeover is activated. And as you can see, we have created, like I said, the two-way pass first wing, and we have one final build remaining on this list. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and let y'all know exactly what it is right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this is definitely one of the best catfish power forward builds that we're going to be able to make. And also, before we get into that making of this third build, to everybody who has just recently went back to school, let me know right now, how do y'all feel about going back to school as well as how it's been for you? Do you have any goals that you want to set throughout the year? Any sports that you're going to be playing? Maybe even make new friends? Just go ahead and let me know in the comments. I appreciate y'all when you interact with me. But as you can see, coming up at number 3, I'm going to be bringing y'all the facilitating 4. And of course, we're going to make this build out of the power forward position. Now to get started, for the pie chart, we're going to pick the one split right down the middle, with the shooting as well as the finishing. Then for the physical profile, for my liking, I would pick anywhere from the first or the fourth physical profile. The fourth one gives us a boost towards our vertical, but the first one gives us an even bigger boost put towards our speed. Now for the finishing stats, what I'm going to do, go with the 67 close shot, max out your driving layup as well as the driving dunk. Right there we get 4 finishing badges. Then for the shooting, go with the 66 mid-range, max out that 3-pointer, or you can go anywhere into the 60s. Then for the free throw, I'm going to go with an 85, 76 for the post control, and right here, we get 17 shooting badges. Now remember, once you hit 99 overall on any of these builds, you're getting a +4. Then from there, if you buy your own boost, another +4. And if you run with teammates that do have on floor general and defensive leader, both on Hall of Fame, that in total will give you a +12. And if you add in the takeover boost when activated, that's a +22 put towards a certain area of this build. But as you can see, 17 playmaking badges with 9 defensive. And on top of all that, you still have not even added on the extra 9 or anywhere from 1 to 9 badges. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the body shape. For my liking, I would go with built, burly, or even defined. Now for the height, I'm going to be going with 6'7". That gives us a pretty good boost put towards all of our stats, especially the physicals, and then now for the weight. So if you want to, you can raise it, but I'm going to go with 182. That for me is perfect to my liking. And then finally, for the wingspan. Right here, if you go with 89.0, you're going to be able to get contact dunks at 99 overall with Hall of Fame posterizer. So this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like. Then you get a +8 put towards the physicals. That means we're going to be able to get both our speed and acceleration into the 80s with a 90 vertical when it's all said and done. And also remember, if you want to make any type of adjustment towards this build, do it after we create the build together and get the same name. But from here, the only thing that we got to go ahead and get into is the takeover. And do not forget to add in the boost to whichever area of this build that you pick. So we get the slashing, then we get the sharpshooting, post scoring with the playmaking. Now for my liking, I would really consider the sharpshooting or the slashing, possibly even the post scoring. I'm going to go ahead and say whichever one you like. Comment down below right now. And as y'all can see, we have created the facilitating 4 coming up at number 3 on this list. And man, thank you for the support, and y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, and comment down below, where did you tune in from today? Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. Again, thank you God for this opportunity. Thank y'all for the support, and with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.